Why is it any different when you're trying to sell services online? It is not just the most normal thing in the world for you to sell something that is worth thousands of dollars, including when it's access to you and coaching or providing a service for somebody. So let's not ignore that. Let's do the work so we can really normalize it for our brains, for our subconscious minds. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, and today we are talking about why somebody would pay you. This is just another lie that your imposter syndrome tells you. This is just another way that your insecurities and your lack of confidence manifest into a lack of action, right? You're not doing the fucking things. And even if you are, they're not aligned, they're not grounded, and they're not in total conviction and certainty that you are that bitch and that people want to pay you a lot of fucking money. So how do you step into that? First of all, it's putting a lot of value and seeing the work that you do as so fucking important for your potential clients. And I know you're thinking, well, duh, Jill, like I'm a relationship coach, I'm a health coach. Of course I value this work. But let me tell you, when I started my business, I was strictly a mindset coach. And I had so many thoughts about therapy and personal development. And those thoughts came from my childhood and the environment that I grew up in. So I just had a family and an environment where therapy was not normalized, where mental health stuff was seen as a problem. Like, who actually grew up in a family where therapy was normalized in the 90s and the 2000s? Like, probably not a lot. And they thought everything could be cured with exercise and food or something like that. And I, too, had a very narrow view of the people that needed help and the kind of work that I would go on to do. And I know that I did a podcast episode at the beginning of this month about how people don't have to need your services. They have to desire your services. And I'm saying that I could never even dream that someone would want this kind of work, right? That was crazy to me. I would default to, well, they're going to need it, and only if they need it will they pay me. So I thought that I really needed to speak to somebody who needed this work, because there's no way that people would want to do this work to get their results, you know what I mean? And that just caused a whole string of lessons that I need to learn in terms of the kind of clients I was calling in and who I was working with, etc. So I didn't see the value in the work that I was doing, even though I was actively doing it. I was doing the certifications, I was doing the somatic stuff, the subconscious stuff. I was doing all of these things because I was like, I want to make money, I want to help people, but I still had the subconscious belief that this work isn't important, it's not even real. If I really were to dig underneath it, it's almost like this stuff is bullshit. The mindset work, the subconscious work, all of that. And you guys know that if your subconscious belief is something, that is so much stronger than any conscious thought or conscious belief that you can have. You can have a conscious intention to be a coach, to be a mindset coach, but if you don't actually believe in the power of your mindset, if you do not actually believe that you can change your thoughts, if you do not put value on somebody being able to change their life through the power of this work, it's going to be pretty fucking hard for you to sell it powerfully, confidently, and with conviction. So even though it seems obvious, you have to put emphasis and value on the work that you do and truly believe that it is desirable to the people you want to work with and that they are going to pay you for it and that they want to pay you for it. The next thing I'm going to say is there are people that are less fucking talented than you, making more money than you because they don't give a fuck what their inner critic is saying to them. They are genuinely doing the mindset work, doing the identity work so they can see themselves as the baddest version of themselves, as the best version of themselves, as the person who is worthy of making thousands of dollars. And here's the thing, if you've never been to Japan, you don't know what Japan looks like, right? Stick with me here. And as somebody who would love to go to Japan, that's like a dream trip, but My point being, if you've never been in a position where you're selling your services and asking people to pay you thousands of dollars, what makes you think that that's going to be a natural inclination, right? It's not. You actually have to do the work to see yourself as somebody who's worthy of receiving thousands of dollars. It's not crazy to me that you're not, because you've never learned how to do that. You've never learned how to accept money through your business before and to see yourself as somebody who creates it on her own. You've learned how to accept money through jobs, how to accept even a small amount through like family or gifts or big amounts, what the fuck ever. But it's really just opening up another channel for abundance to flow through for you and seeing yourself as the hub for it to flow through. You see the channels of your job, family, inheritance, whatever it is, as an acceptable channel. But what you don't see as an acceptable channel right now is your business or an offer that is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So again, if you've never been to Japan, you don't know what Japan fucking looks like. So if you were to travel there, you would be prepared, right? You would go on YouTube, you would look up the best places to eat, you'd figure out where you're going to be, what hotel, what Airbnb, because you have the full intention to go to Japan. You would buy the tickets, you would do all the things, and you would immerse yourself in getting ready for this big life-changing trip. So why is it any different when you're trying to sell services online? It is not just the most normal thing in the world for you to sell something that is worth thousands of dollars, including when it's access to you and coaching or providing a service for somebody. So let's not ignore that. Let's do the work so we can really normalize it for our brains, for our subconscious minds. We're all about being delusional. We're all about believing that we get to have everything we want, but also we have to think about the facts and where you came from, the things that you believe, the things that you think. And you're going to have a hard time doing that unless you become accustomed to it and unless you normalize yourself selling high ticket shit. So yeah, there are people who are less talented than you making more money because they have normalized it for themselves and they don't give a fuck what their inner critic or their imposter syndrome has to say. They're doing the fucking work so they can show up and sell their services confidently online. They really believe in themselves and they are doing the work to believe in themselves. They have that confidence, the conviction, and it's so funny because for some people, they really do believe that it's easy for somebody else, and it's only easy for them because they did the fucking work. Every time I see somebody who is extremely successful online, like a coach making 30K, 50K, 100K months, 200K months, $1 million a month, whatever, I think to myself, they have worked so hard. Like that is genuinely a thought that I have because I know how much grit, how much resilience it takes to build even a multiple six-figure business at this level and to sustain it. And to keep yourself on top of your fucking shit and to be a human on top of everything. So as always, you know what I'm going to say, you've got to do your mindset work. You've got to do the identity work, and you should not be surprised that it actually takes work behind being the person that is going to show up with power, with conviction, with confidence and certainty every single day and sell your offers in that way as well. Okay. And then lastly, being in integrity is what is going to have you easily selling your packages, be it 3K, 5K, 10K, beyond, because you have fucking respect for yourself. The more you are in integrity with your work and with who you are, the more you're doing the work, the more you're looking at yourself and being self-aware, the more you are undoing the stories, the wounds, the shadows that are getting in the way of you going all fucking in on yourself and taking action, the more you actively improve on how you coach and the things that you do and how you work with your clients, the more you recognize your self-sabotage and punch it in the fucking face, the more you're going to respect yourself, the more emotional resilience you have, right? The more that you go and just do that fucking workout that you didn't want to do, the more that you get up early in the morning, get your work done before your kids open their little eyes, the more you do the content pieces like you said you were going to do, the more you respect your word, the more you respect yourself as a business owner and a mom and a human being, whoever the fuck you are, the more integrity you will have and the more power you will see yourself with, right? And as a business owner, that includes cleaning up your shit with money. That includes getting a fucking bookkeeper and doing your taxes properly. That includes when you say you're going to do something for the business, you actually fucking do it. Especially because a lot of the time, business is the first thing to go whenever things are going on in somebody's life. When somebody is not as committed as they could be, they will drop the business like a fucking hot potato whenever something happens in their personal life, whenever something happens with their job if they have one. You can't be somebody that drops your fucking business whenever you suffer from an inconvenience of being a human. You can't be somebody that drops all of your responsibilities and just lets yourself off the hook time and time again. If you want to grow a big fucking business, you have to see the business as important, as legitimate, and that includes seeing yourself as important and legitimate and someone who you fucking respect. Because when you have respect for yourself, when you really feel like you are in integrity, you mean the words that you say. You know that when somebody comes to work with you, they're going to get the best results. They're going to be so fucking happy that they came to work with you because you're a fucking professional. They're going to feel like they won the lottery when they come and work with you. And it's so easy to sell from that place. And it's very easy to sell high ticket when you are of that belief. And that is exactly what we do over here at Your Coach Jill. You're going to build a big belief in yourself and build a big fucking bank account as a result, because you know how to leverage your subconscious and the strategy to make big fucking bank and have that big fucking belief in yourself. There are multiple ways you can work with me in the From Imposter to Empowered program, in the Real Deal Mastermind, or in one-to-one coaching. Come and talk to me in the DMs at Your Coach Jill, or go to the links in the show notes. And we're heading into March, which my birthday is in March. I turn 33 on the 21st of March, and we're having a birthday sale. It's going to be very short, so keep your eyes peeled for everything that's included in the birthday sale, and I can't wait to see you in March. Bye-bye. Hey babe, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Screenshot it and put it on your stories and tag me at Your Coach Jill. And if you really love me, you'll rate and review the podcast. And if you screenshot it before you submit the review and send it to me, I will send you a free gift on me. If you want to take this work deeper, come and work with me in the From Imposter to Empowered program or the Real Deal Mastermind. And finally, if you want just a snippet of my work to feel what it's like to be in my world, then you need to buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and you can get that on Amazon. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.